It's an interesting one. Castletown has got that problem that very few houses have been built there in the last few years. It's something that the government's looked at. Chris Thomas has looked at, has come up with possible solutions. Are we now actually getting to the process of testing whether the solutions are possible? So it's quite an exciting time in terms of what happens next. That's the interesting bit.
This development, it's not just homes, there's plans for sheltered housing, a care home, a community centre. How important is it in developments like this that those kind of facilities are provided as well?
I think definitely need to have a mix of facilities. I think the days of just large housing estates on the edge of a town have gone, and we need to be kind of looking at how a housing estate fits into the surrounding area, what the housing estate can do to help local people and provide services. And I think this is quite innovative what they're suggesting.
What do you make of the site? It is on a field. There's been lots of talks about greenfield sites, brownfield sites recently. Do you think this is the right location?
Um, it's not been my choice. I'm not the owner of the land, so I've not been able to make the decision. As a representative of the people of Castletown and Malew, which it's affecting, it's one thing that I'm looking at. I'm listening to their responses, and I'd be interested to see how the planning committee deal with this issue. Yeah.
What feedback have you had from constituents?
It's been quite low key so far. I think the actual nature of the site kind of limits its importance possibly in the short term. I think as more people become aware of it, the momentum will build in terms of is this a good idea or is this a bad idea?
130 homes, it is quite a lot. Do you think Castletown has the infrastructure to deal with that?
I think in terms of the available provision at the moment, it's fine. You know, we've got wonderful new businesses being set up and businesses that have been going for many years. And I think to actually have increased footfall will be hugely beneficial. In terms of the new school, to have that guarantee of additional children in the future, in terms of just helping rejuvenate Castletown and help Castletown move on, there are positives. But it's not for me to make the decision. The planners have got to make the decision. The people have got to share their ideas.
There has been talk as well recently of the bypass around Ballasalla. Is that something that could be beneficial if that was in place before all these extra residents were to move in?
That's one that's kind of gone onto the back burner. It seemed to have a lot of enthusiasm and movement to move forward in the spring. I haven't spoken to the developer recently. There are issues in terms of the provision they're suggesting and what the government's demanding. So at the moment, it's sorting out those discussions. If those discussions were to go ahead, then potentially it could impact on other developments.